Hey, 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 welcome into another episode of Out of Bounds. This is now week 13 predictions. We came off of exciting week 12. We got into that. If you missed the show, check us out over there on our YouTube page, Out of Bounds. Obviously, the one that we're on right now, you can check out the what we did with the highlights. So I am Todd Fox along with the host,
Carlos.
a.k.a. Rick Davis.
Right, Rick
Yacht.
Davis.
Rick Davis in the house. Also, we got little Walter. He's gonna be chiming in with his picks. Hopefully, you guys can and gals can contribute your picks as we're gonna be tallying them up as we go. And any words to start with, Carlos?
Randy sucks. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, this is hate week
Yes, this is hate week.
between the Jets and Vikings, so we're gonna get into that game. Believe it. So it starts on the 1st of December. Yes, December 1st, which will be tomorrow at 5:15 Pacific time. The Buffalo Bills are 8-3. This is a tough one for them. It's going to be on the road as they're 4-2 on the road. They take on the New England Patriots, 6-5, fresh off a tough loss on the road, but they're 3-2 at home. Right now, the Patriots are a 3-point underdog at home. The over/under is 4.43, and the temperature is going to be 43 degrees with a chance of rain.
For this one, it's tough. It's tough because I like New England put up points on Minnesota, and I know Minnesota's defense isn't nowhere near Buffalo's defense. But at the same time, if you look at it, Buffalo's defense has been getting shredded. They've been getting mollywopped the last few weeks, man. New England, they've shown signs that they can hold teams down, especially in a division. And what I always say about divisional games is where the teams can always get shocked. And Buffalo has just shown cracks, bro. Buffalo doesn't show that they're like. Plus, they're missing a whole bunch of players on defense, including Von Miller. Tre'Davious White has been like a hit or miss. There's no telling if he's actually going to play. They got backups all throughout that defense. But even with, I want to go with New England, bro. I'm just going to go with New England just for the heck of it.
All right, you're gonna go. I think Buffalo in this game. Josh Allen and the Bills have been doing a decent job offensively. It's like where you said defensively is where they're struggling. But both these teams, if you look at it, the Bills are averaging 28 points per game. The Patriots are averaging 21 points a game. Both teams are allowing a stingy 18 points a game. I'm going to go with the Bills on this one. I think they're going to stand up to that to the Patriots defense and score just enough in this one. But this can be close, dude. Bill Belichick's very familiar with the Buffalo Bills. He does very good with the divisions, obviously. So I like the Bills in maybe a 6-point game or so, 7-point game. It's gonna be rather close.
It is what it is, bro. Let's see what happens.
Matthew McWilliams in the house, by the way. He's checking in.
Nice of you to finally join us, Matt. Man, been a long time. How you been, bud?
Yar.
Yeah, he said he has no work tonight, so he's off. He's enjoying it. So there you go.
So does he says no work, but I was gonna ask, is 9 or 6 o'clock better for him? Like, is that a better schedule time for him to catch us, or? But he just said he's off work, so I guess it doesn't really make a difference, huh?
Yeah, I don't think so for him, but he just chimed in with "Go Pats" because obviously he's a Dolphins fan.
Sure.
He needs the Pats to knock the Bills down a peg.
Oh, that's ultimate bias right there.
Oh, absolutely. That'll move us on to our next game. This one's going to be a little difficult to pick, bro. Pittsburgh Steelers coming off a very impressive Monday night win, 4-7, 2-4 on the road though. Cody Pickett seems to be picking up the offense a little bit. The running game's been fairly decent. The defense is always good. But they go into Atlanta, where the Atlanta Falcons defense is usually has actually been better than advertised. Their offense has been very up and down, hit and miss. If Cordell Patterson and the backup running back are good, along with Mariota, the Falcons can be a dangerous team. So in this one, the Falcons are 5-7, a game better, but the Falcons are actually a 1-point underdog. So it's a coin flip on this one. Who do you got in this one and why? Because both teams are averaging or giving up more points than they are scoring this season.
I'm gonna go with the Pittsburgh Steelers on this one. As more of a flash in the pan type team, I think Pittsburgh's starting to get it together a little bit. They're gonna keep things moving after that win against the Colts on Monday night. even though I really didn't watch much of that game, I just feel like Mike Tomlin is going to want this game more and to build a confidence on the rookie quarterback Pickett. So yeah, give me Pittsburgh to take this one.
All right. Sonia checks in, says hi. Matthew says doing good, guys. Real quick, I forgot to ask your pick. Who do you got in the Bills Patriots?
Bills.
All right, so he's down for the Bills right there. Oh shit, that's right. Randy hasn't said his picks yet.
That's because Randy's picks don't matter this week. Randy's a douchebag this week.
Oh, actually, he did.
Nah.
Where's that douchebag? I was expecting that douchebag to be in attendance.
No. No, I kick him out of the show. He doesn't.
By the way, dude, the Bears defense, pass defense is just as bad as the Vikings defense. Man, I'm waiting for that dude to pop in. Man.
Hey, he said he's collecting receipts too, so you gotta watch out, man.
Right.
Oh
Likewise,
my God, bro, dumb.
This is a two-way street.
All right. I like the banter. I like it. So let's see. Sonia checks in with the Bills. Who did you got? Bill. You went Bills, right?
Yes, I want Bill.
And then who you went? Falcons or Bears? Or Falcons or Steelers?
Bear.
Steelers.
Steelers all the way.
All right, Steelers for what is it? Walter. Randy goes for the Falcons, and he got the Bills. So he's going with the Bills on Thursday, and then he's going with the Falcons. I'm going to go in this game with the Atlanta Falcons as well. I think they're going to get it done at home. They've been up and down. I think they're going to keep pace with Tampa this week. So give me the Atlanta Falcons at home by a real Younghoe Koo field goal at the end.
That's fair. That's understandable and respectable. I'm still going with the steel curtain, baby.
Oh yeah, and Sonia says as long as it does not end up in the streets, y'all good. So yeah, it's just it's all in love. Randy knows Carlos is joking. Carlos knows Randy's joking.
I'm not joking.
I'm not joking. Get these hands, punk. No, I'm just...
I want Carlos' side.
There we go, double team right there. No, it is all love, man. It is all love, but you got to build up some type of animosity towards this game because the Vikings and Jets play once every 4 years. So I mean, the next time I may not be around. He may not be around. We got to make the most of it.
There you go. So that'll also let's see. Matthew checks in with he's picking the his Braves. He's picking the ATL. He's gonna go with the Falcons in this one.
So I'm going lone wolf on both first picks, huh? I went alone with the Patriots and alone with the Steelers.
Mm-hmm. You sure are.
Right. I like it.
Hey, each monkey checks in with yo.
What's up, Monk? How you doing?
We just got some of the picks going here.
Yeah,
That'll take us into the next game. It's Broncos country. Let's ride. Denver Broncos with Russell Wilson getting made fun of on the daily as they continue their downward spiral. They are now 3-8, 1-5 on the road, the worst scoring team in football. Goes into hostile Baltimore, mad off a loss in Jacksonville. Jacksonville's 3-2 at home, 7-4, tied with Cincinnati for first, so they really need this game. Is it going to be the simple law of averages? Denver's bad offense will go into a very good defense, and Lamar will dominate, or will Denver pull the upset? Because right now, Denver is a 8-point underdog, and the weather is 50 degrees with a chance of rain. So who do you got in this one, and why?
I'm going with Baltimore. It's hard to see Baltimore losing back-to-back games against bad teams. But they've had a pretty good record up to this point in the season. They're gonna at least be a wild card team. I don't know who's gonna. Does it really matter who wins that division? Honestly, I don't know if it honestly does. As long as they make the playoffs, that's all that honestly matters. But yeah, I like Baltimore in this game better because I think that Baltimore losing to Jacksonville might set them off in the right direction. It might have been good for them. They're still in the playoff hunt. Denver is who they are, and I'm picking against them again. So give me Baltimore.
Okay, going for Baltimore. Real quick, on the points per game, Denver is averaging just 14 points a game. They're allowing 17, while the Ravens are scoring 25 and allowing 20. So
But it just doesn't seem like Baltimore can put up those type of points. Yeah, they put up like all them points against Jacksonville, but man, it's like once they score three, they stay stuck on three for like 3.5 quarters, and then they want to start scoring points. Man, it's like a boring offense, man.
yeah, you had Carolina and Jacksonville back to back, and you thought they were going to blow both of them out, and it didn't happen that way. They lost one and barely beat the other. So they're a little weird to look at this year. Like I don't take them seriously, but in this game I will. I'm with you. I'm gonna take Baltimore winning by at least 10 points in this game. I just see
I
the
don't
problems continuing for the Broncos.
I don't see them winning by more than a touchdown. Honestly, they might win with a squeaker field goal. Bro. I just don't trust Baltimore, man. It's hard to take them serious when they sit there and struggle to two bad teams back to back weeks and lose to one of them. You know, it's crazy, and it's not like weather actually played a part in Jacksonville. And they had a big lead. It just doesn't make any sense.
True, it wasn't like it was in the beginning of the year where it was all hot and humid. Sonia goes with the Ravens. Matthew McWilliams goes with the Ravens. Each monkey goes with the Ravens. And who are you going to go with, Walter?
Baltimore.
So he's going with Baltimore too, and then Randy went with Baltimore. So it's a clean sweep on that one. We all go with Baltimore in that one.
It'll be one of those type of games where Denver just pulls a rabbit out of their, you know what, and they end up winning that game because it's like that's the type of season that Denver's having, man. It's just like and everybody picks against them. That's when they want to win.
Yep, exactly. So this will take us to our next game. This will transition us to the Green Bay Packers in Chicago. The Bears. This is a game where, again, you can throw the records out. This is a rivalry game. Green Bay is 4-8, 1-5 on the road, so that plays a part. But the Bears are no better, 3-9, 2-3 at home. The Bears are a 4-point underdog at home. Aaron Rodgers is going to play in this game. Right now, the Packers are scoring just 19.6 points a game, giving up 23, while the Bears are scoring 20 and giving up 25. And the weather for this one seems to just be a cold, sunny 39 degrees in Chicago. So usually where you get a lot of snow and stuff, not so much in this game. But the Packers are on the road here. Can they get to 5-8 and drop the Bears down another peg, or do the Bears get a little redemption and even their record?
No, I don't. I've seen enough about these teams to make my decision. It's undeniable in my mind. I'm going with Chicago in this game. Green Bay, dude, it's like when they give you a spark of life, it's like they like whenever they give you a positive performance, they end up following that up with like a terrible performance, and you're like, man, what's wrong with Green Bay and all that? They got Rodgers. He's dealing with his injuries. He doesn't want Jordan Love to play at this point. At least I don't think he wants Jordan Love to play at this point. He's just sitting there trying to hold the Packers hostage. The Packers get away from the running game. They're trying to get their receivers involved. They're inconsistent at this point in time. It's just a big old disastrous mess. And Chicago, they're actually I look at them the same way as I look at Carolina. Both those teams have rosters to fill for next year, and both those teams are going to try their butts off. And Green Bay, they kind of have a set roster, and we know what we're getting at in Green Bay. So I'm going with Chicago because I feel like Chicago's going to try just a little bit harder, and especially with Green Bay not having that type of season where they're like powerful or whatever. It's Chicago's time to beat Green Bay, so I'm going Chicago.
All right, Chicago Bears it is for Carlos. What about you, Walter? Who you got, Packers or Bears?
This might be the first time I'm going against the Packers.
You going with the Bears?
Yes.
All right, so he's going with the Bears.
The Packers are not on their game.
I like the music. I like the song.
Sorry. Go ahead. So they're not on their game, huh, Walter?
Yes.
All right. So he's going with them right now. I'm gonna change it up here. I'm gonna go with the Packers, man. I think and so much of the audience is going with the Packers here too. You got each monkey going with the Packers. Matthew McWilliams going with the Packers. Number one Packers gamer checks in with what's up, and he goes with Rodgers owns the Bears. Book it. And then he also says True Skull. I must agree. Rodgers don't want Love to play. That's. Yeah, I agree with you there too. He does not want that dude to get his feet wet at all.
No, that doesn't make sense because he looked okay when he came in, but we got to see him for a full game. We got to see what Jordan Love's about from start to finish. We can't just see him when prevent defense comes out. You know.
Absolutely, we got to see him actually get a game planned against and see if he could do something. But I'm going to go with the Packers in this one because of what number one Packers fan says. The Packers, they own the Bears. So Sonya goes with the Packers. Everyone's going with the Packers except you and Walter.
I'm
sorry.
go ahead.
Randy's jumping on with the Packers as well.
I'm sorry.
It looks like I got a loner's mentality this week, huh?
Oh yeah, you're either gonna blow us out or you're gonna get dumped on.
I don't care really. If just Packers win this game, then I'll be excited.
Yeah, because you got to beat your rival. That's for sure. You don't want to be owned by the rival team here. So with that
they have been owned, but I don't know. I just feel like this is their time to shine. Green Bay's just down in the dumps, man.
Yep. Now this next game's going to be a little hard to pick, guys. Jacksonville Jaguars at Detroit Lions. Both teams have been making strides to get better. Both teams are 4-7. Detroit's 2-4 at home. Jacksonville's 1-4 at home. Both these teams, like I said, have been improving. They don't have too many injuries. Both teams are averaging about the same. Jacksonville's averaging 22 a game, giving up 21. The Detroit Tiger. I always do that. At least I'm not calling them the Pistons. Lions averaging 25 and giving up 28. This one, Vegas says, is a freaking coin flip. It's a 1-point favorite. Are the Jaguars on the road? Who do you got and why in this one?
Restore the roar, baby. I'm going with Motown. I'm going with the Motor City Kitties. I'm going with Detroit. It's at home. Did you see everybody saw how they played against Buffalo. Jacksonville is like basically what you just said. Perfect phrase. A coin flip. They may win this game. They may lose it. They may win a tight one or they may get blown out, but Detroit's been on their money. They've been on their game. They're like they were on a 3-game win streak and then they lost Buffalo. So this will put them at 4-1 in their last 5 games. So I'm going with Detroit, baby. Give me the Motor City Kitties, and it'll set up for a nice little matchup against Minnesota the follling week. I'll be there, baby.
See.
I'll be there. So I need those Lion fans to get pumped up. So when I'm in attendance, I can just watch all that. All that delusional, they're gonna make the playoffs and all that. I'm gonna be sitting in there and I'm gonna just pull the plug on that inflated balloon and it's just gonna just crumble right in front of me, bro. It's gonna be beautiful to see the Lions get blown out right in the flesh.
I knew you had a little underlining tone for that one. All right.
I want Detroit to win this one really bad because I want that fan base to go crazy, bro. So that way when Minnesota blows them out, it'll just be completely dead silent. I'll just walk around like, man, I'm in ghost town, but there's people around.
Well, see, I think you might get there, and you might have a lot of the crowd having a good time. It's going to be packed. That's what you want. Good. It's going to be a back and forth game. Real quick, Walter, who do you got in this one, Lions or Jacksonville?
Both teams suck, so I'm going with the most sucky team ever.
Which? Detroit?
The Lions.
Oh, he's going Lions too. Okay. Nice. So I think me, you, and Walter and Randy are going to go with the Lions.
Oh wait, Randy's going for the Lions?
Yeah, he's going with the Lions.
Alrighty, Randy, I'm about to school you.
No, you can't change. You already made your pick.
No, I'm going to school Randy right now.
No.
The Jets suck.
No. So Lions right there for me too. I think Detroit gets a very close game win in this one. It's going to be back and forth. It's going to be good to see Jackoff versus the WNBA superstar Trevor Lawrence. So it's going to be fun. I still think both these teams are going to be good next year, at least average to where maybe we can get to 500. One of them will make the playoffs, hopefully. But yeah, I think they're going to do exactly what you said. They're going to get their fans excited for a game in Minnesota, winning 4 out of 5. But Sony doesn't agree. She's going with the Jags in a close game. Packers Gamer goes with the Jags. Each Monkey says Jags. Matthew McWilliams says, I'll go with the Lions since I watched Hard Knocks. And Jaden and Justin says Jaguars.
I'm surprised he didn't say his favorite rap. He's going with the Lions because his favorite rapper is Eminem.
There you go. So that's going to be a good one to watch right there. Let's get into our next one here. The next one is the Browns and the French tickler himself, Watson. 4-7. He'll get the start. 1-4 on the road are Cleveland. Justin Brissett, former quarterback for Houston, will ride the bench. It would have been good to see him start against his former team. Houston is 1-9, 0-4-1 at home. Cleveland is still technically alive, but barely breathing. They are a 7-point favorite in this one at home. Houston is a second worst offense only to Denver coming into this game. Who do you got in this game and why?
Oh man, this could be one of those perfect trap games. For me, I'm calling it a trap game, even though Cleveland's under 500. I could easily see Houston coming into this game like, oh, we're getting Deshaun Watson back. He's been rusty. He's not going to be performing top notch. And they're going to focus on stopping the run so they can force Deshaun Watson to kill him or beat him with his arm. And he hasn't played I can't remember the last time I seen Deshaun Watson actually play.
2 years.
Yeah, you got to take that into consideration. And Houston, like you've said this whole entire season, they're a tight, nitty gritty team that takes every fight to every team. And I'm so tempted to pick the Houston Texans because Cleveland, bro, they've been so inconsistent. Like just when you think that they've turned that corner, they go take one step forward, take 2 steps back. That's how Cleveland's season's been. And with Watson coming back, Houston's going to come out to play in this game, bro. I feel like Houston, and it's at Houston too. The crowd's going to be going crazy. Yeah, with the way Deshaun Watson ended that relationship with the team. Yeah, I'm going with Houston in this one.
Oh, you're going with the upset. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with Houston.
All right. Justin and Jaden and Justin go with the Browns. Sonia goes with the Browns. Each monkey goes with the Browns.
Oh yeah.
Who do you got, Browns or Texans, Walter?
Red card.
He's going with the Houston Texans. Randy goes with the Browns. I'm going to go with the Browns, even though Deshaun Watson hasn't played in 2 years. I got to say that the Cleveland Browns defense is better. I know they've had a couple stinkers in there which could keep a team like Houston alive, but I just don't see it right now. That the Browns have more to play with. But again, I think it will be one of those games where Houston will keep it close, man. They've done that all season.
They just know they're going to be starting. It's going to be Kyle Allen starting quarterback too.
That's right. And we got to see if he could put up another good performance because he did last week. He kept them in the game again, so we'll see where that goes there. And now, moving on to the game of the week for many reasons, and one of them being Carlos versus Randy. The Minnesota Vikings at 10 a.m. on Sunday, Pacific time, will be taking on the New York Jets, the Jets, the Jets. Vikings are 9-2, 5-1 at home. Jets are 7-4, a very impressive 4-1 at home.
Or as I like to call the Jets, trash.
There you go. And Walter likes them.
I don't.
The Vikings are a 3-point favorite in this one. We all know they play in the Dome, so weather is not a factor in this one. Jets are averaging 20, giving up 17, and the Vikings are scoring 23.8 and giving up 23.4. Very interesting, but they have the best defense as far as the Jets on the field. The Vikings have the most dangerous player on the field. Who do you got and why?
The Jets. Mike White. Come on, bro. Seriously, you're going to ask that question? The Jets over the Mike? Oh, man, where's Randy at, bro? I need Randy in attendance, man. I need to ask him a question, man. I've been thinking about this question all day long. So, Randy, when you listen to this, bro, I want you to answer this, send out another one of those little cute little voice messages that you've been sending them to send to me, bro. Answer this question for me, Randy, because I know what it feels like, and Todd knows what it feels like. But do you know what it feels like beating a Bill Belichick-led team, bro? Because I know it's been about almost a decade since you guys beat him, bro. When's the last time you guys beat Bill Belichick, bro? Because Minnesota just did it. They just did it within the last week, bro. What about you guys? When's the last time you guys beat the Patriots? Bum-ass team. You guys haven't had a man. I wish he was on, bro. I wanted to ask him about his quarterbacks, too. Like, when's the last time they had a franchise quarterback not named Chad Pennington, bro? I'll wait. He can hit me with the whole entire Joe Namath and all that, but everybody in this whoever's watching, listening, nobody was born when Joe Namath was playing football, bro. I'm not trying to hear nothing about no spider webs or nothing like that, bro. I'm trying to hear about the relevancy. So since he's not on, I'm gonna just hush up and I'm just going with Minnesota in this one. And blowout win, bro. I got Minnesota blowing them out. That dude Mike White's gonna get tore up, bro.
I'll just say right now in some of the voicemails he sent me, he's all in on Mike White. The Jets offense looks a lot better to him. He's calling, but you'll be surprised. I'll give you his pick in a second. Jaden and Justin goes with the Vikings. Sonia goes with the Jets. Each monkey goes with the Jets. Jaden and Justin is laughing at your jokes, and Matthew McWilliams says Vikings because fuck the Jets. And
that's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir.
And then Randy checks in with the Vikings
I kind of figured. I was kind of thinking about going with the Jets too, man. Even though it's hate week, but it's just one of those where you got to be smart, man. And he's extra smart. He's Einstein this week, baby.
And what he says, because if they win, I get a win. Jets are still gonna beat that ass.
They're still gonna beat that ass. Put your money where your mouth is. Go with the Jets there, Randy.
He sent me the message because I think he's sleeping because he works graveyard, so that's why.
That's her excuse right now, isn't it? She just doesn't want to step up. I see you, Randy. I see you. Just avoiding that spotlight, bro. I see.
Somebody says, "Watch your mouth." I was around when Joe played.
Jeez, man.
Walter,
Super Bowl 3. That happened back in Super Bowl 3. We're in like Super Bowl 5. I don't know what Super Bowl we're in, but that happened like a half century ago, man. That's crazy. So who are you going with, Todd? You going with the Jets or the Vikings?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the Vikings, man. I got to see more out of White. If I had like 2 or 3 more weeks, it'd be very tough to pick. And this one, I just have to give the nod to the Jets because Justin Jefferson, the run game might be better. So
you think about it like this: Mike White tore up what kind of defense? The Chicago Bears, man. No Justin Fields. It was in the rain. It was just garbage. It was a garbage game, bro. Like it's gonna be so lopsided, bro. Trust me, this game nobody's gonna want to watch it at halftime. It's gonna be decided. The Vikings are gonna be up 35 to like 10 or something like that. It's gonna be ugly, bro.
Yeah, it probably will be. It probably will be. But I can't say it, dude. I can't say it's 35-10. I mean, I think the Jets defense is going to keep even if White plays bad, they're going to be keeping him in it, dude. I just have a feeling. But we'll see, dude. I got this one a very close win for the Vikings.
Yeah, me too.
And Walter goes Vikings too. So we'll go. Next game is going to be a playoff position game. This one's going to be a good one. This could not bury fourth place, but put them in a bad spot. It's the Washington Woke, Sonia's favorite team, taking on the New York Giants in New York. The Woke are 7-5, fresh off a big victory against Atlanta. 4-2 on the road, while the Giants are 7-4, fresh off a victory, 4-2 at home. So far in this game, Vegas will call this one a 2.5-point favorite for the road Woke. The Woke are getting some love here. The Woke are scoring 19.4 a game, giving up 19.7, while the Giants are scoring 20.5 and giving up 21.1. These teams are very even down the middle. It'll be 47 degrees and partly cloudy, so weather will not play a factor.
Man, this one's so 50-50, bro. But I got to go with I hate doing it, man, because I feel like Brian Daboll is going to outsmart Ron Rivera somehow. But the wide receivers, hold on, bro. Hold on. With me having to go back and forth so much, man, I'm going to go with New York in this one, bro. I'm not convinced Washington's gonna, especially with it being a divisional game. I think that Brian Daboll's gonna outsmart Ron Rivera. Brian Daboll's a really, really good coach. He's up and coming. He's been around success for the last few years, going back to his time in Buffalo. And look what he's done with Daniel Jones. He's got a whole entire he's got a great staff in New York, bro. Saquon Barkley's actually looking like he's gonna actually finish the season off without getting injured. Like kudos to that, bro. That's the coach right there.
That's a first.
Yeah, I know. First in like how many years, and now they're considering signing him to a big contract along with Daniel Jones. Washington, they're riding on a high, but how long are they going to be on that same high, bro? Like I get that they're a really good team, but you got to take into consideration that dude Brian Daboll can coach his butt off, bro. So I'm going with New York in this one.
All right, let's see. Let's go through what the fans got. Sonia will go with the Woke. Matthew McWilliams goes with a Woke. He also chimes in. He's got Justin Jefferson on his fantasy team, so he's pretty happy. Walter, who you got, Giants or Woke?
It depends on my So
Who you got? Faster.
I don't like the Woke. I like the Giants.
All right, so he's got the Giants. I'm going to go with a Woke in this one because I'm on the Taylor Heineke bandwagon. I just like the way he plays. I think he's going to make a couple more plays, but it's going to come down to, in my mind, Saquon Barkley, is he going to go off, or are we going to see good game from Heineke? And if one of those guys goes off, that's going to be the difference in the game. So, but I'm going to go with Heineke and the Woke in this one.
Man, I just feel like everybody's overlooking what the Giants got going on, bro. Like the Giants they've had a struggling last few games, bro, and everybody's already like because Washington's on this little power trip, bro. They're gonna run into a jigsaw, and they're gonna get buzzed right now, right in New York, bro. Watch. You're gonna see the letdown of Taylor Heineke, bro. Watch. This is gonna be one of those type of games where he lets everybody down. He just basically lets everybody down. So yeah, man, New York. Who's Randy going with?
Randy's going with a woke as well.
All right, fair.
All
I'm on.
right.
Man, it's gonna be crazy if I get all the upset wins.
Yeah, it's going to really turn the tide for sure. That'll get us into our next game. Tennessee Titans 7-4, 4-2 at home, or 4-2 on the road, versus the Philadelphia Eagles 10-1, 5-1 at home. Do you think they continue to roll? In this one, the Titans are a 5-point underdog. So 5-point favorite are the Eagles at home. They again, these are two low. Well, the Titans come in scoring 19, giving up 18. The Eagles scoring 27 and giving up 19. So their defense has been very good. 48 degrees and cloudy with a chance of rain. Who do you got in this one?
I'm going with the Tennessee Titans. I think that it's late in the season. Tennessee is really trying to make a push to win the division and make the playoffs. Whereas the Eagles they're already looking forward to the playoffs. And the last thing the Eagles need to do is go after a big running back like Derrick Henry, get stiff armed and risk getting injured by going after him. Likewise for Derrick Henry, is he going to be able to make it past the game? Because again, late in the season, and he's been getting abused. But I just feel like at this point in the season, I think that Philadelphia is ready for the playoffs, and I think Tennessee's trying to get there. So they're a little bit more hungrier in my eyes. I don't care where the game is at. I feel like Derrick Henry's going to have a monstrous game because Philadelphia, the best way to keep to beat Philadelphia is keep that Philadelphia offense off the field. And watching Philadelphia the last few weeks, I think that the Eagles defense feeds off of the offense, off of the Eagles offense. And when the offense isn't out there and the defense is being shredded up, that's gonna be a cause for concern for Philadelphia. The game against Washington was a big one, bro. Like Washington, they were just running the ball on Philadelphia, and Green Bay had them. They had them, but I don't know what happened with Green Bay. They got real close to beating the Philadelphia Eagles. So that's just I don't know. They've been like stumbling and they've been having a hard time putting these bad teams away. And Tennessee is not a bad team, bro. Tennessee's gonna lock them up and they're gonna come away with the win. Derrick Henry's gonna have a monstrous game.
Derrick Henry is due for a big game, and the Eagles, again, that's how you do keep them off the field, is keep their offense off the field by running the ball. And so it's going to be a tough one there in Philly. Philly's defense is much improved, but the Titans are the Titans' defense with old Crooked Eye at coach. It's gonna be back and forth. My thing is always comes down to Tannehill. He can't turn the ball over if he plays air free. And he doesn't have to throw 3 touchdowns. The running game can get in the end zone, but if he plays air free, doesn't make a pick, keeps the drives going, makes a few throws here and there, the Titans could possibly upset the Eagles in this one. I keep waiting for the Eagles to fall on their face, but they haven't done it yet. So I'm gonna go with that. Despite everything I said about the Titans, I'm gonna lean towards the Eagles a little bit. I've been doubting them all year. I'm going to pick the Eagles in this one to get the home win. Randy goes with the Titans on the road. Sonia says, I rarely pick against my teams. That's why she picked the woke, but she's also going to go with the Eagles. She's not happy about that. And Matthew McWilliams checks in with the Titans. Walter, who do you got? Titans or Eagles?
What?
Titans or Eagles?
Eagles?
All right, he goes with the Eagles as well to go to 11-1.
Because the Eagles kicked the Packers' butt is because I believe in the Eagles now.
Yeah, he's starting to believe in the Eagles. So I think a lot of us are. So it's going to be a tough one, man, but I could definitely see your point with the Titans getting that victory, though. The touchdown Titans!
I was waiting for that.
All right, so our next game will be my Hawks, which I'll be in attendance for in LA to take on the Rams. The Seahawks are 6-5, fresh off a very disappointing loss at home. They've lost 2 in a row. They lost to Tampa Bay, and then they lost to the Raiders in back-to-back weeks, or at least the last 3 weeks after the bye. First time Pete Carroll's lost before a bye and after a bye. Seattle's 6-5, like I said, 3-3. The Rams are 3-8, 2-4. They've shut down Cooper Kupp. They've shut down Matthew Stafford. The Seahawks are a 7.5-point favorite at home. The Rams are scoring just 16 a game. They're giving up 23 a game. Seahawks are scoring 26 and giving up 25. It's in the dome, so weather doesn't matter. Who do you got in this one?
Oh, this one's easy. I'm going with the Seahawks. They don't have no firepower over there in the Ram in LA. They don't know how to run the ball. They're relying on all these wishy-washy players at wide receiver. Don't know who their tight end is. Don't care. Bryce Perkins, I want to say, is the quarterback for the LA Rams. Good luck with that one. Seattle's trying to make the playoffs. They got a chance at making the playoffs. And with New York, if the Giants lose, you got to look at it like that too. The Giants, you guys got the heads up with the Giants, so I pay attention to how the Giants do because that'll be your guys' ticket into the playoffs. If the Giants lose and you guys win, because I think you guys will have the same record, but you guys will have the tiebreaker. So you'd be rooting against the Giants this week all day long if I was you. But yeah, I'm going with Seattle over the Rams.
You're absolutely correct, dude. You know why I picked the woke? I mean, I picked the woke anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna be rooting real hard for them and anyone else who the Giants play.
You're gonna be rooting your butt off if Tyler Heineke goes off. You're gonna be like, "That's my guy, right? That's my favorite non-Seahawk."
Yeah, that's my non-favorite Seahawk quarterback. That's my quarterback. Sonia goes to the Seahawks. Matthew McWilliams goes to the Seahawks. I'll go to the Seahawks. There's not much to say on this one other than Seahawks don't fuck this game up because this one's set up for you to win. Perkins sucks. He's an ass quarterback. Their offensive line is cheap. Their defense has been underperforming. So, yeah, don't fuck it up. Get the victory and get back on a streak because they got to keep pace with the 49ers. Who do you got, Seahawks or Rams?
Seahawks or Rams?
Yeah. Hurry.
My grandma going for the Rams.
Oh, Walter's going with the
No,
Rams.
I'm going with Seahawks.
All right, you're going with the Seahawks. All right.
Who was I missed Randy's pick. Who's he going with?
He's going with the Seahawks. It's a clean sweep. So that'll move us on to Matthew McWilliams' team, the Miami Dolphins. 8-3, 3-2 on the road. They're looking very impressive, but wow, that would be more impressive if they went into San Francisco, aka Santa Clara, and got that victory. Santa Clara is 4-1 at home, 7-4 overall. They currently sit on the top of the NFC West. The Dolphins sit on top of the AFC East. The Dolphins, despite that, are a 4-point underdog. The Niners come in scoring 22, giving up a stingy 15, while the Dolphins are scoring 25 and giving up 23. Very, very close game, 54 degrees and sunny in Santa Clara. Who do you got?
And not to mention the old coach, Mike McDaniels. I want to say right, Mike McDaniels. S or no S. I'm not sure how his last name is spelled. Going back to San Francisco, taking a few of his coaches back into San Francisco, along with a few 49er running backs. So this has a making of a real close game. But with that being said, I'm going to go with San Francisco because I feel like it's kind of teacher beats the student in this one. Shanahan taught McDaniels what he knows, and who's going to be able to stop that Miami offense better than the guy that taught McDaniels everything that he knows. So yeah, I'm going to go with San Francisco. It's at home. Their defense is playing lights out. They still haven't gotten it all the way going with their offense, and that's a scary thing too because their defense is playing at an absolute elite level. And Miami, you know how to beat them. Keep two in the pocket, pressure him, make him do some bad throws, and you'll get a couple of turnovers. And San Francisco's got a really really good tough front seven. I think they might make that would be honestly my pick right there to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl because of how they still haven't clicked on offense. But yeah, I'm going with San Francisco.
They starting to really make me think about them. Everything you just said right now, they can easily represent the NFC, which is scary, and which would be worst case scenario for me as a Seahawks fan. But
like if you're smart and you know how good they are, you watch them because they're in your division. You would be smart to put money on them making the Super Bowl and win a chunk of change.
True, or at least getting there because there's those bets too, just making it.
Yeah.
But Matthew goes with his hometown favorite, the biased Dolphins pick. And then Sonia goes with the 49ers. Matthew says, fun fact, Tua is undefeated this year when he finishes a game. I'm going to go along the lines with, look, the Niners defense is very difficult to run against. Their pass rush is number one. Their secondary is fairly decent. They've suffered some injuries, so that's probably their only weakness is on defense. Their offense has gotten it going with McCaffrey. All of a sudden, Kittle's making catches because he was doing nothing the first half of the season. So this is going to be a very interesting game, but Miami scores points, man. Tyreek Hill, Waddle, the run game can be somewhat devastating with those back-to-back ex-49er running backs. Tua has been very impressive, so I'm going to lean towards – this is my biased pick of the week. I'm going to lean towards the Dolphins as well, along with Randy. I think I'm hoping the Dolphins get the upset in this one. That would help my Hawks out. Who you got, Dolphins or Niners? Oh, you got the Niners, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Walter went with 49ers.
Trying to make him proud.
So there you go. But you're going with the 49ers as well, right?
Yeah, I'm going with the 49ers.
Okay. So that's probably gonna be one of the best games of the week. That'll move us. Huh?
You would think, but normally when everybody's anticipating the game, it's normally a boring game and a slugfest.
True, and Matthew's also saying a very fun fact: Dolphins haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher all year. So,
boy, are you saying you better knock on wood, Matthew McWilliams? You better, because you're spitting out all these facts and stats and all that, man. You might be jinxing your own team.
We'll see, because they have that's probably their biggest challenge is going to be stopping that Niners offense, whether it's passing or running. So
you got to think about I just thought about Deebo Samuel too and Brandon Ayuk, how their gimmick style, like you calling them their gimmick style of play, that like they've got so many weapons and they use them in so many different ways. Man, it's going to be scary trying to stop that offense and going up against that defense.
Absolutely, it's gonna be a very big challenge. That's for sure. This next game is going to involve the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 9-2. They are in first place. The Cincinnati Bengals are 7-4 at home. They are in first place. Ooh. This is going to be another good game, back to back. This is a Sunday afternoon slate of games are really good, because usually they've been asked this year, the Sunday afternoon games, but this one's going to be a good one. The Chiefs are a 2-point favorite. Or no, I'm sorry, a 2-point favorite on the road. Chiefs are scoring 29.6, allowing 22. The Bengals scoring 25, almost 26, and allowing 21. Very close game, 47 degrees, partly cloudy in Cincinnati. Who we got in this one?
I'm going to go with Cincinnati on this one. I think that they're going to follow the formula of keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. They've been able to beat Patrick Mahomes 2 times within the last, I want to say 2 years. Or last year in the playoffs and in the regular season. Not sure when they beat them the other time other than the playoffs, but I know that they've got a 2-game win streak on Kansas City, and that was when they had a much more elite offense. And then it's going to be in Cincinnati. Cincinnati can run the ball or pass the ball, and they've got a really good defense, man. They've got a really, really good team. And Kansas City's already kind of locked in place. They know where they're at. And Cincinnati's going to try to beat them really, really hard. They're going to be hungrier. And because of that, I'm going with Cincinnati.
I am going to agree with you. I like the Bengals in this one. I think Joe Burrow's getting that offense together. They're getting healthy. That defense is underrated. It's that time of year. I think the Bengals are going on a run. It's not to take anything away from the Kansas City Chiefs, but we've seen what they could do. They're a powerhouse team. It wouldn't surprise me or you if they got a victory, obviously. The Chiefs have opened up that offense. It seems like they lose people. You mentioned that the other day, and they just plug anybody in. They just take over. Travis Kelce is going to be the key in this one. If they hold him out of the end zone more, he only gets 1 touchdown instead of 3. I like the Bengals in this one. And ball control. If Cincinnati can keep the Chiefs off the field, I like the Bengals in this one. So I'm going Cincinnati. Sonia says Kansas City, but she says it's going to be a butt clincher. It's going to be close.
Butt clincher, she said. Wow.
Yeah.
Was her saying that she was able to see Joe Namath? I'm pretty sure there's some spider webs crawling out right now,
huh? Oh, now you're trying to offend her.
I'm just playing.
So Randy agrees with her. He goes with the Chiefs in a close game. Matthew McWilliams says Kansas City as well. So you're going all over the place.
Hold on. I missed that pick. Who did Randy go with?
He went with the Chiefs.
Sorry.
Yep. And Walter, who you got? Chiefs or Bengals? And Walter goes with Kansas City.
Walter.
Yep. So then the next game, which would have been a good game for the Sunday afternoon slate, is the Los Angeles Chargers of San Diego of Western Hemisphere of Southern Mexico.
They are Chargers.
Yeah, they're 6-5, 4-2 on the road. They're still trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. They absolutely have to have this game. The Raiders come off a surprising win in Seattle. Josh Jacobs playing for a contract. Raiders are 4-7, but Captain Eyeliner only has them at 2-2 at home. The Raiders the Chargers will be without Mike Williams again. The Chargers are only a 1.5 point favorite in this one. Both teams are averaging about the same as scoring as they are giving up points. It's in the Dome. Who do you got in this one?
Man, dude. I don't trust the Chargers. I don't trust neither one of these teams. But it's kind of one of those where, wow, look at that shiny toy over there. I want to go play with that toy, and then it falls apart when you're like 5 minutes into playing with that toy. That's the Chargers, bro. Like you just. It's a cringe team. It's one of those teams where you're like, this team should be so much better. And the Vegas Raiders, they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. But I'm gonna go with the Raiders in this one only because I just absolutely do not trust the Chargers, bro. I trust the Raiders to play mediocre football. I know that's what I'm going to get out of them, but I think that the Chargers are going to play down to the Raiders level, and I think that this is going to be a Raiders win to set up a 2-game win streak. Plus, what you just said, Josh Jacobs is playing for a contract.
All right, so you got the Raiders. Sonia agrees. She says Raiders in a close game. Matthew McWilliams goes with the Raiders. I'm gonna go opposite. I'm gonna think that the Chargers are gonna make one last run or push at it, and they can't afford to lose this game. If they lose this game, I'm not gonna probably have too much faith in them the rest of the way. Also, Randy goes with the Chargers on this one. Who do you got, Walter? He's going with the Raiders in this one. So it looks like it's me and Randy are the only ones going for the Chargers. And
Said red card.
there is no red card. So you're going with the Raiders. So I'm giving you the Raiders. So there you go right there. That's going to be an interesting game only because, again, the Chargers absolutely have to have it. Look, unless you're fans of these teams for the next two games, they're kind of ass cheeks for me. The next one is Sunday Night Football. How many times are we going to mention Jeff Saturday being a peculiar hire? ESPN is going to keep, or Sunday Night Football is going to keep on this one. They're going to be completely butthurt for this one. Indianapolis Colts are 4-7-1, fresh off a loss that they could have won if Matt Ryan steps up and makes a pass more than 2 yards. Dallas Cowboys are 8-3, 5-1. They're hot right now. They are 11.5 point favorites at home. The Colts are only averaging 15.8 points a game, third worst in the league. Is this going to be a blowout?
Man, I'm waffling hard on this one. I think that the Colts might pull this one away, but then again, it's the Cowboys, bro. Like the Cowboys, they're so close. They could possibly be the number one seed if Minnesota loses the game. They'll have a tiebreaker over Minnesota, and if Tennessee beats Philadelphia, then the Dallas Cowboys will beat the Eagles, and that'll be their way to being the number one seed right there. So give me the Dallas Cowboys because I think Dallas knows that they got a chance at getting the number one overall seed if everything falls in place. So yeah, I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not going with the Cinderella story. I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I think the Colts. I think Jeff Saturday would probably be getting a lot more pub if he had a different quarterback. Matt Ryan is ass cheeks. Also, the backup is ass cheeks. So I'm gonna.
Sam Ellinger, you don't trust in Sam Ellinger, the rookie?
No, I don't like him either, because they're not trusting him to throw the ball, and then he doesn't have any faith in his receivers either. So I think that's been the problem straight up. So I'll go with the safe bet. It's the Cowboys, man. I just don't like the Colts in this one. I think a lot of Jeff Saturday haters are going to love this game because it's going to show that the Cowboys, the Ewok, and others are going to run all over them. So Colts in a blowout loss. I got the Cowboys. Randy goes with, I believe, the Cowboys as well. Are your Cowboys as well, Walter?
Diggity dog, right.
Yep, he's going with Cowboys. Sonia says Cowboys. She also says it could be a blowout like, let me think. Oh, yes, the Cowboys versus the Vikings. Oh.
Ooh, or it could be a close win like the Vikings over the Washington, huh?
Wow.
Forgot about that one, huh? How Washington was up by, 2 touchdowns, and they ended up choking that one in Minnesota in Washington.
Shots fired by both sides. That's all I'm saying. let's go to the last game. This will be the Monday night ass cheeks game of the week.
Oh man.
New Orleans Saints 4-8. I'm sick and tired of seeing Andy Dalton. Can we just get Jameis Winston eating W's and licking his fingers full of crab legs and butter? Give the man a chance, damn it. An injury should not cost you your job. He's 4-8. They're 4-8, 1-4 on the road. They're fresh off a shutout loss in Frisco where they lost 13-0 in a really boring ass game. Tampa Bay struggling right there, 5-6. Tom Brady is really missing kissing his son on the lips and eating guacamole ice cream with that butt chin. They're 3-3 at home. They are 3.5 point favorites over the Saints, dude. Who do you got in this one?
Walter, who do you like?
Tampa Bay or the Saints, Walter? Carlos is asking. He's going with Tampa Bay.
I'm going with Tampa Bay, bro. This is one of those type of games I don't really care for. I'm not going to watch it. I'll probably check on the scores if I have any. I do have a fantasy football player. I got Chris Godwin. So I'll be checking the scores on my fantasy app just because of that. That's the only reason I'll be keeping up with that game. Other than that, I have no interest in this game because both these teams smell like straight ass, bro. So yeah, I'm going with Walter's pick. Walter's lock. Lock me in.
Walter's lock is the Saints. So I'm going to go. Or that's
he's going with the Saints or the Bucks?
On the Buccaneers. Yeah, he's going with the Bucks. I'm going to go the same route. I'm going to go the Bucks. I don't see a team like the Saints doing anything right. I think defensively they're getting better, but they got no offense. They're boring. They're not anywhere like they were with the early in the season magically when they ran all over us. They're not being imaginative. So I give this one to the Buccaneers as well. Randy goes with the Buccaneers. Sonia goes with the Buccaneers. Matthew McWilliams says Buccaneers because Brady seems happier since the divorce.
He does. He's not lying about that.
Yeah. So there you go. What do you call it? Yeah. So we're gonna go with a clean sweep for the Bucks. You want to go all in on this and review the picks here as we end the show?
Yeah. Let me see if my legs can keep up with it. I know. I just don't want to get too long-winded, but I'm gonna just go with it. For Thursday tomorrow, Todd and Randy picked Buffalo over New England. I went with the Patriots. The first game on Sunday is Pittsburgh at Atlanta. Todd and Randy double teamed against me again. They both picked Atlanta. I went Pittsburgh. Green Bay at Chicago. I was a lone wolf. I went Chicago. Todd and Randy went Green Bay. Jacksonville at Denver. Everybody went with not Denver, with Detroit. Jacksonville at Detroit. Everybody went with Detroit. New York Jets at Minnesota. This is a no-brainer. Minnesota over New York. Everybody picked the Vikings. And then Washington Commanders, Todd. The Washington Commanders versus the New York Giants.
Oh, jeez.
Todd and Randy went with Washington on that one, and I went with the Giants. And then Tennessee at Philadelphia. Myself and Randy picked Tennessee over Philadelphia. You went with Philadelphia. Baltimore hosting Denver. Everybody picked Baltimore over Denver. Cleveland going into Houston. I was the only one that picked Houston. Seattle at the Rams. It was a clean sweep. Seattle over the Rams. Miami at San Francisco. I picked the 49ers. Todd and Randy picked the Dolphins. The Kansas City Chiefs go and visit the Cincinnati Bengals. Me and Todd went with the Bengals. Randy went with the Kansas City Chiefs. And then the game after that, the Chargers at Las Vegas. I was the only one that picked the Vegas Raiders. And then the Colts on Sunday Night Football, the Colts versus the Cowboys in Dallas. Clean sweep. Everybody picks Dallas. Monday Night Football. Troy and Joe Buck calling the action, baby. Everybody's got to tune into this snoozer. Tampa Bay was a clean runaway winner at this one. Everybody went with Tampa Bay over the Saints.
There you go. So we got a lot of interesting games to watch. We'll keep up on the picks. Matthew McWilliams says, good night, guys. Good night, Matthew. Thanks for checking in. Kuho Track checks in with Big Kuho.
Cujo. That's Cujo.
I call him Kuho.
Cool.
Well, there you go. We'll be back next week with the recap on Tuesday. So you want to check in with that when we break down each and every game. And then we'll talk about it in detail. And then we come back here on Wednesdays and do the picks. And we'll give you – and real quick, what are our records real quick between us three?
That's how I was going to close it out with the picks, with our records. Randy comes in. He checks in with 74 wins, 42 losses. Todd, you're at 108 wins, 72 losses, one tie. I have 103 wins, 77 losses, and one tie.
There you go. Thank you, Sonia, for checking in as well, and everyone
Everybody,
else.
thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna start collecting everyone's picks, especially in the postseason. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do a postseason tournament right there.
Yeah, the only reason I'm not collecting everybody's picks is because I like sometimes people will join and sometimes like it's not as consistent. But I'm pretty sure during the playoffs, whoever's there from the wild card, what you call it, whoever makes the picks in the wild card, that's what we're gonna keep track of those records of their predictions. And if they can't make it the very next week, we're just gonna circle them in for the favorites, point wise or whatever the favorites. So we'll just circle them in if they can't make it to the second round or whatever. So.
Yeah, next season we'll do definitely everyone's picks. If you're in the first week, you got to be in every show. That way, we can collect your picks, and then we'll see if you guys can beat us.
There should be like a little money pot. Like everybody puts in like $1, and then at the end of the season, whoever wins gets a little prize at the end of the season.
That'd be pretty dope. And we'll give extra for being like 10, 20, 30 games over. You know what I mean? Per 10 games, you get an extra few bucks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. We'll talk it out. So with that being said, that's been another episode of Out of Bounds. See ya.